Hey everyone, welcome back to M&M Miles. This is Manmohit. Now guys, in today's video, I am going to share with you all few of the do's and few of the don'ts for your IELTS writing module. Even if you're giving your exam for IELTS academic or even if you're giving it for IELTS general, this video will be helpful for you and this video will apply to all of you. So do watch this entire video to actually understand what are the things that you should be doing in the exam. What are some of the things you should be avoiding to do just to make sure that extra mistakes, those silly mistakes that we are making, we can avoid those so that we can make sure that when we go and give up our next exam, or let's say our actual IELTS exam, you should be getting your desired band score in the very first go, or if you're giving it again, you should be able to get the band score in this particular exam. The very first being, I would be starting with few of the do's of this particular exam, especially for the IELTS writing module. The first one being writing both your answers in full, not in the note form or bullet points. Now, this is a very silly mistake, or let's say a very basic thing I'm sharing over here. But trust me, this is one of the major mistakes that students make out there. What they do is they'll write down such a great words, such a great set of words, great command over the English language. But when they do, what they do is they just write everything down in some bullet points. Number one, this, number two, this, and so on. That is absolutely wrong format. It will not be accepted by the IELTS examiner. So our job is to make sure we are making some good paragraphs and not just writing some notes, rough notes, or maybe making some bullet points. That will not be acceptable. Next being planning your essay structure before starting to actually write. Now, this is one thing that I've seen with few students. What they do is, because they know that they've got a limited time in the exam to write down their complete essay, they will not prepare. They'll read out the question and then they'll just start writing it down right away. Like, they will not even think about what are they going to write. They just start writing and think that they will figure it out on the way. Guys, understand one thing. You don't really have a lot of time. I completely understand that. But if you do not plan your essay at the very beginning, there's a huge chance that once you have finished your essay halfway through, you will run out of ideas, or you might think of something different, which you at the middle of the essay, you might feel, okay, I should not have written down what I have written down. And you might have to remove all of that and then rewrite your essay. That is going to waste a lot of extra time in the long run. I would rather what do is I'll take 5 minutes at the very start of my IELTS essay. I will not write anything down. I'll take those 5 minutes to just plan and jot down ideas in my mind as to what exactly I'm going to write and talk about. Once I've made up my mind, this is what I'm going to talk about. These are the ideas I'm going to refer to. Afterwards, when you see that when you start writing your essay, you will be able to finish your essay on time because you will not have to think about your essay while you're writing because you've already done that planning at the very beginning. So always make sure to take that extra 5 minutes at the beginning just so that you can save a lot of time in the long run. Next one being proofreading essay and task one. As important as it is at the very beginning to take those 5 minutes to plan your essay and the task one, it is even more crucial to make sure that you take those extra 5 minutes at the very end to proofread whatever you have written. Do not finish time to time on the very last second that you do not have any time left over to proofread your essay, whatever you have written. Always have at least 5 minutes. Now, easier said than done, absolutely, but then this is where the practice will come into the play. When you practice a lot of essays, when you write a lot of essays on a daily basis, you will develop that speed that in the exam, you will certainly have those extra 5 minutes or even more remaining at the end of the essay once you've written it down, where you would proofread the entire essay, whatever you've written, you'll proofread every single word, you'll check the spelling of every single word, check all the grammar part that you have done, all the punctuations, full stops, commas, question mark, wherever they were required, and then finish your essay. You will see that you might have made few mistakes while writing down your essay, and you will save a lot of time and a lot of band score, I would say, basically, because if you just submit your essay without correcting your mistakes, even though you did a really great job from your side, examiner does not think so because they will find those mistakes and deduct marks on that. I would rather proofread to make sure that I'm submitting the best version of the essay that I have ever written. And then making your position of point of view as clear and concise as possible. Never be confused in your essay. What that means is, if an essay is asking you discuss both views and give your opinion, they want you to give your opinion. Never say, I believe I support this, but I also support this, so it is a diplomatic answer for that. No, never like that. They want to see your opinion. They want you to take one side and not take the other side. Even if you are in support of both of the things in the real life, but just for the sake of essay, you have to make sure you do not do that. You take one side and you do not take the other side. Just pick anyone, be stiff about it. Okay, I am in support of this thing because of so and so reasons, and be very clear about the same thing in your conclusion as well, as to yes, I support that, and yes, I do not support that. Always make it very clear. Now let's talk about few of the don'ts. Like obviously these are the things that you should be doing, but now let's look at few things which you should not be doing or you should be avoiding. First being the word limit. I cannot stress this enough. Word limit is extremely important in your exam. If you do not follow the word limit well, doesn't matter how good of an English speaker you are, doesn't matter how good of an English writer you are, even if you have written a fantastic choice of words, that will not help you, because you will definitely lose your band score if the word limit is not maintained. For the task 1, you have to make sure you type at least 150 words. And for the task 2, you have to make sure, which is the essay, you have to make sure you write at least 250 words. If you go over that, that is absolutely fine. For 250 words, even if you write down 300 words, 350 words, that is absolutely fine. Not that I recommend typing 350 words, but even if you type 249, 245 words, that is absolutely wrong. You will lose marks for that. So always make sure you follow the word limit well, because that will be a decider of how much band score do you attain. Next being, do not write very long sentences. Now this might be a bit of controversial thing to say, but then yes, I support that. You should not be writing very long sentences. I'm not saying just start writing down 3 or 4 word sentences. That is absolutely not what I am referring to, but I'm also saying that do not write down 20, 25, 30 word sentence just to sound fancy, just to make your sentences look complex, because the longer the sentence, the more the chances of you making grammar mistakes. I would still write down long sentences, but 8 to 10 words, 12 words is what I should be aiming for, not 20, 25 or 30 words, because that might just come back and bite you. So always make sure that sentences are reasonable. Next being, do not give reasoning for your task 1 responses, for your task 1 pointers. Task 1 is purely about giving factual information. Whatever you see in those bar graphs, bar charts, pie charts, diagrams, whatever you see, your job is to just summarize that and just pick up the main pointers from there and just write it down, whatever you see on the chart. Do not give reasoning. For example, if let's say the sales were more in December as compared to February, do not then give the reason for that. The reason the sales are higher in December is because of the Christmas season, so people order more things. No, they did not ask that from you. They just want to know what you saw on that paragraph of the bar chart, whatever they have given you. Never explain yourself, just give that factual information, as that is exactly what they're after. Next being, absolutely do not use a template for an essay. Never. If you use a template, now I know there are certain exams out there which let you use the templates in the exam. That is absolutely fine. This is not one such exam. Here, every single thing you have to create on the scratch. Yes, you can practice a lot. You can practice the same essays which can come in the real exam. That will help you. But then do not memorize a template and just start using in any essay that you get. Remember one thing, this exam is being checked by a human being, not by a computer. You can fool a computer, you can't fool a human being. The moment that examiner realizes that you have memorized something and you have started writing that down, doesn't matter how good of a choice of words you have used, how great complex sentences you have used, they know that you have copied it from somewhere. They know you have memorized something. They will not give you anything more than 5.5 or 6 band. Even if you're aiming for, even if your level of English was like 8 or 9 bands, they can never give you more than 5.5 or 6. So always make sure never memorize a template. Always create something on the spot. This is what I wanted to share in this particular video. I hope this was helpful. It's very important to follow these pointers so that you can make sure you're not making these silly mistakes. And these could be the takeaways you can apply in your next exam, in your actual exam, just to make sure you can end up getting your band score in your IELTS exam. I wish you all the luck. Stay safe wherever you are. If you have any sort of questions or need any sort of content from us, especially if you struggle in few topics and you want us to make videos based on that, feel free to leave them down in the comment section below, and me and Mohit can reply to you guys as quickly as possible. Stay safe wherever you are, and I will see you all in the next video.